All right, let's see here. Hey, welcome back to The Market Investor. I'm Daniel Snyder. Thanks for joining us. Want to jump right into this one today because something extraordinary is happening. OPEC came back out today and said, hey, we want to call for an emergency meeting. Now, the reports are kind of sketchy about what is happening right now. Okay, so Donald Trump is claiming that he's talked to Putin over in Russia. He's talking to Saudis, and apparently there's some negotiation going on. Everybody just wants to see the oil market stabilize. That's the whole goal. The coronavirus has obviously hit the oil demand. The safer at home effects are going in countrywide. Over in Europe, they're on complete lockdowns. No one is using oil except for China. And everybody knows now that China is super sketchy with what they have going on as well. So this is revolutionary. Saudi, they obviously want to cut the supply, but only if every oil producing country is willing to cut their supply as well. And it's going to have to be a unanimous decision for that to happen in order for us to see the oil supply drop. Even though the oil demand is down right now, everyone knows that oil demand will eventually rebound. So they are technically just planning for the future, right? So this can be pretty revolutionary. We'll see what happens with it. So in a prior video, I talked about the cruise line stocks and how I don't believe that they are a company to trade. And I was talking to a friend earlier today and just wanted to clarify some of the points that I made in that video. One, I'm saying they are not a day trading stock right now. And to kind of clarify on that even is if you want to invest in these stocks and you want to hold those stocks for the next 10 years, by all means, feel free to do it. But I just think that if you're going to wait 10 years to make a couple $100s off of those stocks, why not put that money now into a stock like a tech stock, make that few $100s in 3 years instead of 10 years, right? Why wait that long? There's no reason to wait that long. And then I found this article as I was reading earlier, which I thought was super interesting. So this one specifically talks about Carnival Cruise Lines. And it was telling me that Carnival as a company, which this is also what I mentioned in that video, they are based out of Panama. They are not based out of America, right? So these cruise line stocks that employ people from all over the world, even Americans, don't get me wrong, even Americans, they don't pay federal income tax. And that's why the U.S. government is not going to give them any bailout money. And these cruise line stocks finally realized that that's not going to happen. So what they've been doing, Carnival Cruise Line tapped its $3 billion credit line, and then it's offering another $3 billion in bonds at a 12.5% interest rate for 3 years, right? And if they can't pay back those loans or pay back those bonds, pay back with the 12.5 interest rate, that opens up a whole can of worms where people can come in and you can repo their ships, right? Think about that. People go and they over leverage themselves and they'll go get a really nice car. And then you'll see, oh my gosh, times are great. I'm gonna go get myself a Range Rover right now. In a few months, they can't make the car payments and a car company repos the car. It's the exact same thing that can happen with these cruise line stocks. They're drawing down these credit lines, billions of dollars. They're offering bonds. And if they can't pay them back in the next few years, then they're going to lose some of their ships. They're going to go bankrupt at that point. And that's why I say don't buy the stocks. Don't buy the stocks because any money they make in a profit is going to have to go to pay back those loans. So you as a shareholder, you're not going to be getting that money. They're probably going to slash their dividends. They're probably going to take all profits within reason, right? You still need to hold profits for a rainy day, which every company is now realizing. Don't know why they didn't know that before. Everybody's taught that. You're going to take the majority of your profits for the year and you're going to use it to pay off your debt. So you as a shareholder, that's why I recommend stay away. You can buy them if you want to for long-term investments. I just don't see the point. A lot of people think that you have to own 20, 30, 40 stocks in your portfolio. You really don't. You really don't. I mean, Warren Buffett used to talk about how if you have 3 to 5 companies that are just absolutely stellar companies like Coca-Cola, Apple, and other companies that he owns, if you have those companies for decades on end, that's all it takes to become extremely wealthy. It doesn't take 40 different companies. So I want you to focus on trying to pick a few companies that you reevaluate year over year in your portfolio. And that's really all it takes to be a smart investor. And that's when you become the smart money. So that kind of leads me into this other short topic to get into is the whole idea of investing is to use your money in the most efficient way possible, right? So sure, you can put money into a CD. You can put money in a savings account. But why would you want to keep your money in a savings account if you're getting 0.35% interest every year when you can put your money into the stock market, which on an average return is about 7% every year, right? It's a no-brainer that you shouldn't be holding. Of course, keep enough money for 3 to 6 months, have your nest egg, and that's something that I am a firm believer. You need to have your nest egg. You need to have an emergency rainy day fund because it will happen, especially, let's talk about right now. Coronavirus numbers just hit 1 million cases worldwide. We are going through a moment right now where if you would have financially put money away for a rainy day, you wouldn't be stressed out as everybody else is, right? Firm believer, start with that, go to the index fund, then take your money and let's build your portfolio. But the whole idea is to find those stocks that have great dividend yields that are going to be able to continue to pay those yields because of the cash balance sheet, and to find the way to make your money make you the most money in the fastest way possible, right? Imagine that. If you can get your money to make you, who knows how much, your retirement, right? Let's say $1 million. You want $1 million to retire. If you can get your money to make you money in the next 20 years, that means you get to retire early, right? You don't have to wait till 65. A lot of people nowadays, they don't have a solid portfolio, and that's why they're working into retirement. And I don't want to see that happen to you. I want my generation, the generations below me, even the older generations now. It's never too late to start. Start your portfolio, make your money work for you so that you're not constantly working for the rest of your life. We want to be able to enjoy this life that we have. We want to be able to enjoy the world we have. We want to be able to travel, hang out with family and friends, and just have a great life. And Wall Street is a means to do that. So that's all I've got for this video. Wanted to update you on the oil war going on right now, what's going on with OPEC, and just clarify more on the cruise line stocks, how I don't trade them. Please don't trade them. If you want to invest in them, wait a few years. Take your money, put it into a tech stock right now, have your money make you money quickly in the near term, and then if you still want to buy cruise line stocks in 5 years, if they're still around and not bankrupt, which they will be, but then you can go buy the shares now. Sure, you might not be getting them for $7 a share, but if you're getting them for $13 a share, what's the difference when you can make hundreds of dollars in the near term? I just want you to make the smartest decisions. And I hope that I can enlighten you in that sense to make the calculated choices that we are all trying to make and have the best trades, have the best investments so that we can retire early. That's it. So that's all I've got for this one. And if you haven't hit like, hit subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next one.